Hey friends, welcome back to Best Life by You, the podcast dedicated to helping you overcome challenges around nutrition, mindset, relationships, health, and all of the above. I'm your host, Julia, and today's episode is super special because I turned 30 in just 3 days, and I've been reflecting on some of the biggest lessons that I've learned about health, mindset, relationships, career, and well, just life in general. So I wanted to share with you 30 lessons that I've learned by 30, and there's definitely been more than 30, but I want to highlight just 30 of them in the hopes that they inspire you, challenge you, or maybe give you that little reminder you needed today. So I wrote out all my notes, so I am going to be alluding to them just so we can stay on task because 30, is quite lengthy and we want to make sure we cover it all. So just to go ahead and dive right in, I know a lot of you listening know that I'm super passionate about health. I've been 100% plant-based for over 5.5 years, and I've been an athlete bodybuilding for as well, like probably 10 years at this point. And so I'm just going to start off with number one, that your health is everything. Without it, nothing else matters. So a lot of people I've met throughout the years have focused on taking care of work first or kids first and this and not putting their health first. But one, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to be able to prioritize your health because if you don't, you're going to suffer from it later. You're not going to be in that mindset, in the best mindset, the most optimal mindset and physique that you possibly could have if you are not taking care of your health. So that should be the first thing, because when you take care of your health and when you prioritize yourself first, everything else falls in line and everything else can get taken care of. And with that, that's my second point, that nutrition is medicine. So what you eat directly affects your energy, mood, and longevity. So this is something I'll probably unpack in a later episode, but the choice of me being plant-based it didn't just come overnight. It was something that I had witnessed a lot of my family members go through health issues, and I didn't want to struggle with that. I wanted to have the most energy that I possibly could because I love working. I know it sounds weird, but I really do enjoy working and I guess that hustle. And for me, I needed to be fueled appropriately, especially for workouts. Like, I didn't want to be sore all the time. I wanted to have the energy to work out. I wanted to have the clarity. And what you eat does matter, right? And cholesterol, we want it at zero, right? Our body makes cholesterol, which I'll go down a whole nother path of. But over time, that's going to be creating plaque around your arteries. And then in retrospect, that's going to be causing certain issues around your heart with strokes and heart attacks and all of that. And so foods that have no cholesterol are plant-based foods. Anything, nuts, beans, seeds, you have your whole grains. So all of that is what you want to be loading up on. Fibrous foods as well. So that's probably what I will say on just nutrition is medicine, because again, we have a lengthy list and I'm trying to get through all 30 without, you leaving the episode being like, this girl's not even on number 3 yet. So I'm going to move right along. Number 3, I have movement is non-negotiable. So it's less about looking a certain way and more about feeling alive. Movement is medicine. Body's in motion, stay in motion. You could think of it that way as well. But movement overall should be non-negotiable in the sense that you want to make sure you're moving your body, doing neat, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That is fidgeting, that is doing laundry, that is walking around the house, that is running outside with your kids or playing with your kids. Like, that kind of movement should be put into your day-to-day. Walking your dog, those are great things. Exercise, it's a little different. Exercise, we want to be putting our muscles through fatigue, training our heart, training our lungs, and that is our EAT, exercise, activity, thermogenesis, and we want to have a mix of both. Every day, get some sort of movement in. Exercise doesn't need to happen every single day, but movement does. Your body should be active every single day in whatever respect. You want to go on a 20-minute walk, it's better than sitting on your couch and doing nothing. So the next part I'll go into is your gut health affects your mental health. So you want to take care of both. Your gut is your second brain. Your gut lives and fuels on fiber, and it needs a lot of fiber. It needs fermented foods, fiber, which is in your plant-based sources. So anything, your fruits, nuts, berries, your greens, all of that have fiber. So we want to load up on that for our gut. The more we eat, it's going to take a moment for your body to adjust to the higher fibrous foods, but your gut's going to thank you because, again, your gut is your second brain. When your gut is healthy, you're going to be thriving. So take care of both. The next one, you don't need diet to feel good. You want to focus on habits, not quick fixes. That's what I do in my coaching program with my clients. They know that. They know that we do the foundation together. We're not doing quick fixes. I also very much allude to the word die is in diet, so please be mindful of saying diet. I understand, if you go into a cut and you're there for about 3 months, whatever it is, whatever your coach has you doing, I wouldn't refer to that as a diet because a diet isn't something that is long-term or sustainable. I like to say you're making health choices and you're changing around your day to day, you're changing around what you're eating, you're changing your lifestyle. That's pretty much what I like to say. You're living a healthy lifestyle. You're not going on a diet because a diet is not sustainable. You want something that's actually going to sustain you. So next one, we have sleep is the ultimate performance hack. So for me, and in my book, The 7+ Lifestyle, I talk about the importance of sleep and that you need it every day to function. 7 to 9 hours is what's recommended. Females tend to need a bit more, but people think they can thrive on a certain amount of hours of sleep. They're like, yeah, 4 hours and I'm thriving. I feel great. It's like, yeah, but you're not living or being your optimal best that you could. Like, you want to perform at the best you can every single day, and you want more sleep to help you do that. So that's something I would recommend as well. And also for the new parents listening, you can just skip this part because I understand sleep is very, very hard to get when you have an infant at home. So be mindful of the amount, I'm saying right now. It might be hurting your ears because you might only be getting like 3 hours of sleep, but just know that if you're trying to lose body fat, you're trying to feel good, your hormones are impacted if you do not get enough sleep, and vice versa. The next one, therapy is strength, not weakness. Asking for help is brave. If you are struggling or have struggled in any aspect and you need somebody to talk to, you need somebody to give you that advice and guidance and just hear you, therapy, do it. I've done it. I've done it for years, and I truly do believe in it. It's nice to have somebody to bounce ideas off of and talk through. And you know what? Maybe it's not something right now that is in your scope, but it could be in your life later on. I just recommend it at some point. Please, if you can, try it because you will be a better person because of it. So the next one we have is boundaries or self-respect. Saying no protects your yes. Focus on JOMO, joy of missing out. Enjoy those Saturday night evenings where you're doing nothing except being with yourself. You want to make sure that you're giving yourself the amount of energy you can so that you can perform for everyone else and you can show up for everyone else. You don't want to be absolutely deteriorating yourself by saying yes. And I've had that issue too because I'm like, oh, opportunities, I want to say yes to everything, but you do not have to say yes to everything. Opportunities will continue to come along. And if you're still not sure of an opportunity and you're like, I'm on the fence of it, think on it, talk to your mentor. If you don't have a mentor, find a mentor. But that's something you want to really prioritize. Setting those boundaries, start reassessing who you share information with. You do not need to share information, every single bit of information with your parent. You do not need to share every single thing with your partner. You do not need to share every single thing with your kid. Have those boundaries set in place for you. All right, number 10, you don't have to do everything at once. Let me say that again. You don't have to do everything at once. And this one was the hardest thing for me to learn. As somebody who was, just a few years ago, a teacher, I was working out. I'm still coaching and I'm still working out, but no longer a teacher. So my schedule was wake up at 4, go to the gym 4:30. I'd work out till 6, get my coffee, shower, everything, go teach. Then I'd go coach at night. And then on the weekends, I was still coaching, working on my business. I was doing everything because I would set my own timeline and be like, this has to get done. This has to get done. And that's even myself now. I'm building an academy online for nutrition and mindset and pretty much what I practice. And I had to take a step back and I'm like, Julia, there is no rush for you to get this academy done. No one is beating down your door, beating at your door saying, you need to get this academy done. You need to get this bit done. For me, it was a hard pill to swallow to be like, I don't have to do everything at once. And the first thing I'm doing when I turn 30 is I'm leaving my schedule the exact same way for September. Usually people are like, oh, I want to change this. I want to do this. I want to add this. I want to add this habit. I'm like, no, we are keeping the schedule the same, keeping everything. I'm not going crazy with my business. I am just going to have 1 month of doing everything the same and just let myself sit and be okay with that. Because yes, I have great goals and yes, I have things, but you do not need to get it all done at once. And if you realize that social media, because I also have been there, where I'm on social media and I'm in this comparison, I'm like, this girl 5 years younger than me has a multi-million-dollar business and XYZ and this, and I should be there and I should be there. It's like, you have your own path and your own journey that's destined for you. Your success moment might be at 50 years old. Your success moment might be at 80 years old. Your success moment might be, it might have happened and you're going to continue to have more success. Like, there is no timeline that is perfect that you need to follow that I also need to follow. Our timelines are both very, very different. You have different goals, I have different goals, and we can support each other in those goals, but there is no race to a finish line. So that's something that was probably one of the hardest pills to swallow for me, is just, you don't have to do everything at once, because I try. I'm like, oh, I want to be at the gym. I want to do cardio. I want to do yoga class. I want to do Pilates. I want to do this. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, go back to basics. Just get your 4 days of training in, get your steps in, get your sleep in, and drink your water every day, and just get those basics done. So please remind yourself of that. You do not have to do everything at once. One thing at a time. You're going to get it all done. It always gets done because we always have a task list. So one thing at a time. Now, next one, this is kind of what I alluded to on social media, but comparison is the thief of joy, right? Focus on your own lane. Exactly what I was saying we get on social media, we see, this person at 30 is married, has kids, is thriving in their job. And, and I'm not married. I don't have kids. And it's not to say I won't one day. It's just not my journey right now. And if I continue to sit on that and harp on that and be like, wow, I should be there, then it's going to make me hella depressed. And what's the point of that? So filter your social media. It is a highlight reel. It's nothing more than that. It's just going to show you everybody's best version. So please just think of that when you go on social media, because I feel like that is the worst for comparison, is we go on social media and we're seeing all these things of who we should be and how we should act and all these things. And it's just, it can really wreck you. So put a timer on social media, think about it, and don't go crazy trying to get to a certain level that somebody else is at. It's cool to be inspired. It's great to have that inspiration, but it doesn't need to be something that's a constant comparison. Number 12, you'll never feel ready. Never. You're not going to be ready to go work out at the gym. You're not going to get to this day where I'm ready to lift heavy. You're not going to get to this day where I'm ready to write a book. Just do it anyway. Because 100% of failing, you're going to 100% fail if you don't do it at all. You're going to have a better chance of succeeding if you at least take one step towards doing it. If you don't do anything, you are failing. That's it. So yeah, you're never going to be ready. So that's even for myself with my business. I thought I had to have everything lined up perfectly before starting my business. I was like, I have to have my LLC in place. I have to have, my entire coaching program outlined, my training program, my nutrition, meal plans, all this stuff outlined. And I'm like, Julie, you can figure it out along the way, right? It's just getting yourself out there, starting to help people, and then you'll build from there. Okay, number 13, invest in yourself early and often. That is in regards to education, coaching, wellness, and personal growth. You are the best project you will ever work on. Jobs will change, relationships will change. If you have kids, they're going to grow up and then have their own lives. You are the best investment. You want to make sure you are investing in your health, because without that, you can't do anything else you're doing, right? So if you're sitting on this and saying, wow, I really am debating on spending, $300, $500 on this health program that I know is going to help me. But you know what? I think I'd rather use that money on a vacation than you're not prioritizing your health. You're prioritizing other things. You are going to be, again, the best investment for yourself. So I would highly recommend if you're going to, for me, especially, I have no problem investing in my health. That is the thing I probably spend the most on. Spend the most on groceries, spend the most on coaches, spend the most on books, mindset, webinars, workshops, all of that, because that is what I care about. Because when I have my health, I have everything. So even with education, I'm a certified nutritionist and I continue to go get certifications. I'm continuing to take workshops. I'm like, ooh, Cornell has a program. Let me sign up for that and take that because that's what I prioritize. I'm not a materialistic person. I don't really care to have like the newest gear or whatnot. It's funny. Everybody always laughs because they're like, where'd you get that shirt? I'm like, oh, about 12, 15 years ago, I got it at Kohl's. Like, I'm not that person that's going to be up to date with the newest clothing. I'd rather invest in my mindset, my nutrition, and my physical wellness. So that's something I would highly recommend. If you are struggling or do not know where to start, find a coach or find somebody who is in a place that you want to be in and invest in that and work with that because you will get better. You will become better. It's not going to be wasted money. And there are people who are like, the top two excuses I see are, I don't have money, I don't have time. You can definitely find 45 minutes in your day to do a workout. 100%. I've worked with mothers, and there was one mother who had 3 kids under 5 years old that she was a stay-at-home mom, entertained, and she found a way to still do workouts every single morning for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, found that time with those kids at home. And I get it. It's different for everybody, but you can find the time. There's free workout programs online, like nutrition, same thing. You can find that time to invest. You can make that money. You can put it aside. Maybe you don't go out to drink with your friends. Maybe you don't go buy a week of Starbucks, right? Like you're choosing what you want to prioritize. That's what it comes down to in finances too. Like your spending is what you prioritize. So it's going to be different for everybody, but just, stating that. And as a person who coaches a lot of parents, a lot of mothers, wives, husbands, all of that, they know that this is an investment and they know that they want to make sure they are taking the time for them because they're doing it for their family. Their why is stronger than their excuses. They want to feel good. They want to live long. They want all those things. They don't want their kids to worry about them when they're older. So those are the reasons that they're looking at. So invest, invest, invest. 14, failing fast is better than waiting forever. So action creates clarity. What I like to call the boards I do every year are action boards of things I plan and hope to do for the year. Not everything happens, but these are my hopes and goals. I put a date on my board, which you guys can't see, but it's back there. I put a date on every time I start a goal and I accomplish it. So, for example, I had one that I took an investment class earlier this year, and it was my goal to learn how to invest. I've been wanting for years to just learn how to invest in stocks, understand, and I was like, no, we're going to make it happen, and I'm going to learn this year. And I did, and I took a course, and I wrote the day I started, I wrote the day I finished it, I wrote all the investments I made, everything I started to do, and I wasn't going to fail because I started, right? You can't fail when you start. You might struggle along the way, but you are 100% failing when you don't even try. Number 15, your habits shape your identity. Small daily choices compound into big results. Habits shape your identity because what you consistently do becomes who you believe you are. Your daily actions, your routines, and behaviors reinforce the story you tell yourself about yourself. Over time, your habits send your brain a constant stream of evidence that forms your identity, both positively and negatively. So identity follows action. Say, for example, going for a run, I'm someone who takes care of my health. Reading daily, I'm a lifelong learner. Hitting snooze every morning, I struggle with discipline. Just little things like that can help if you start to become that person that is saying, you know what, I'm only going to hit snooze once every day, that's already becoming better than maybe your version of yesterday where you were hitting it twice a day. Your goal is to just choose habits that are going to help you become a better and more disciplined person in the long run. Saying no, maybe you're at a birthday party, right? And they have a bunch of cupcakes, and you're like, you know what? Today I'm just gonna have one cupcake. You have one cupcake, and then maybe you're like, I'm gonna have a cup of fruit with this, and you follow through with that. That's going to continue to help you become that person who is disciplined. And then moving forward, you're going to become more and more of a disciplined person. Okay. Number 16, friendships evolve and that's okay. Friendships evolve and that's okay. Some people are in your life for just a season and that's beautiful in itself. You hope that friendships last for a long time, but people do change, situations change. And yes, there are those friends that you'll have those values with and those shared beliefs with, but it's okay to not be as close to somebody as you once were. Or vice versa. It's okay if you were not that close to somebody and now you're really close with them. Life happens, things change, people get married, and then they have their different priorities. But it's okay if your friendships evolve. It's okay if they change. It's okay to have distance from a certain friend. It's happened to all of us under the sun. Don't beat yourself up if you notice that friendships change or friendships evolve or values change, because we're meant to grow. If we're not growing, we're dying, right? Like you, just like a flower, right? If a flower is not growing and going through it, then it's more than likely on the dying side. So think of that of yourself, think of that of friendships. And yes, friendships do require effort, just like any relationship does. But just know that it's okay to let go. Okay, point 17. The quality of your relationships define the quality of your life. Nurture the ones that matter. The people who are always there for you, always cheering for you, supporting you, they matter in your life. Even though they might be headed in a different direction, career-wise, life-wise than you, if they are still your cheerleaders, you still want to keep them in your life. Just vice versa. Like you should be that cheerleader for the friend that's always cheering you on. It should not be one-sided. Those relationships should be the ones you nurture, especially if they're ones that are supporting you through every part of your life. Whether the good, the bad, whatever happens, you want to hold on to those friends the most. And you'll see during really hard times who ends up coming to your door and helping you. And those friends, those are the real ones, real ones that are always going to be there, not just during your wins, not just during the good times, but the bad times as well. Okay, 18. Haha, this one's fun. Don't ignore red flags. Don't call them pink either. In health, business, or relationships. If you get a red flag or a gut feeling, please listen to that gut feeling. Your gut is your second brain, and it is telling you that something is off. So listen to it. You can pray on it, you can meditate on it, whatever you need to do, but those red flags, please do not suppress them because they will come up later. That's even with dating, right? I don't actively date, but there was a time that I was dating, and I kept suppressing this feeling that I had of like, this guy is just not it. Like he's not it. But I kept suppressing it because he was so nice to me and he was so good to me. And I'm just like, you know what? We can work past like this feeling I had, but the feeling ended up taking over my whole body, giving me anxiety. And we let it go. Like the relationship is no longer existent. So I had suppressed it for a long time, and it probably would have helped me heal a little bit faster had I not suppressed it. But that was something I was ignoring, that feeling. I was ignoring that red flag. So, and even in business, you might get business opportunities. Please stay in tune with your body. Listen to your body. And guess what? If you end up making a mistake and being like, ooh, I don't know if that was a red flag. I made a mistake. If it's meant for you, it will be for you and it will come back. What's meant for you will always find its way to you, even if you reject it. So please give yourself grace on that one. But keep an eye out for those red flags. You know your values in relationships and what you stand for. And I give myself, even within, if I'm talking to a guy within a week and he's not asking me on a date and we are talking and it's just no date, it's done. Like, I don't want to talk into week 2. So there are certain values, you understand it, that can also be recognized as a red flag. Okay. Money, number 19. Money is a tool, not the goal. Use it to create freedom, not stress. I know money is one of the biggest things people have a really hard time with because we live in America. America's a business and money can sometimes control us, but we should be the one controlling the money. The dollars. That's it. It's dollars. It's a great tool to help us invest, but your goal should be I want to enjoy my time with family and friends. I want to travel, or it could be, it doesn't, should is the wrong word. It could be I want to travel with my friends. I want to start a family. I want to be able to get my nails done every 2 weeks. I want to be able to pay for a coach once a month. Like that is an investment, and your goal is to be at that freedom number to help you get there. It should not be the stressor that, every single day you're checking your bank account, worrying about how much money you have. And I understand there are certain scenarios, and I've been there, where you're constantly checking and you're getting stressed over it. But money at the end of the day was never created to be our controller. It's just a tool to help us get things that we would like in life. But again, it should not be the goal. You can have the goal of freedom, but money is not. Money is not everything. It helps. It definitely helps, but it is not everything. 20. Chasing passion beats chasing perfection. Please start messy. There is no perfection, first of all. It doesn't exist. Because if it existed, it would be extremely. Chasing passion beats chasing perfection. Please start messy. We do not strive for perfection. We strive for success. We want that thing that lights us up. And if you don't know that thing yet that lights you up, that's okay as well. You don't have to know what your passion is. People find their passions at 60 years old, 70 years old, 80 years old. Like, there's so many different passions that you can have throughout life. It doesn't just need to be one. For example, when I was younger, theater was my passion. Performing for people was my passion. Like that was something that was innate in me for like 20 years. And then my passion switched to nutrition and training, and this is now the passion that I'm living. And so your passions could change, and that's okay. Let them change. You don't have to live with one passion for your entire life. Just find something that at least lights your soul on fire. And if you can't do it at your full-time job, maybe do it part-time. Maybe do it once a week. Maybe find somewhere you can volunteer and give your passions away there. So you can still find time to include your passion, make time for that passion, because when you do more of it, it's just going to allow you to feel so much better, feel energized, feel good. 21, you are not your job. Your identity is bigger than your career choice. For me, as a businesswoman, I live in the nutrition and health space. I'm either training, cooking food, helping people understand food, educating people on nutrition, doing something in the coaching world with wellness, mindset, reading about mindset, reading or listening to podcasts of how to better my health. I'm constantly in the world. But guess what? That is not my full identity. That is a value. Health is a value of mine, but that is not my sole identity, right? My sole identity is not my job, and it should not be yours either. What I would encourage, and even for myself going into my 30s, I'm planning on doing something that is way outside of my, not just comfort zone, but way outside what I do. Okay, 22. Quitting isn't failure if it leads you closer to your alignment. So, for me personally, last year I had quit my teaching job, even though I enjoyed it. And I had a probationary position, could have been doing it for long term. My heart was screaming for me to do my business full time. I've done nutrition and training on the side for many, many, many years. And that was something I really wanted to. My heart was just exploding to just do my business and test that out for at least a year. And I've been doing it. I'm building it, and it's been successful, and I'm working on it. And it's hard. It's exhausting working 7 days a week and working a lot, but I know it's bringing me closer to where I'm meant to be, and I feel more fulfilled doing this at this time of my life. 23, Your body hears everything your mind says. So speak kindly to yourself. If you say to yourself, I'm a loser, I am so stupid, I'm those things, your body hears those things. So you can heal yourself. I mean, you've probably seen so many documentaries, or maybe not, but there are many documentaries about how your mind can literally heal your body. People with cancer have done it, people who have autoimmune issues have done it. And it really is something to say. Instead of I'm sick, you could say I'm healing, right? For me, I have an ear infection at this moment, so real fun. So I've been like, I'm healing, like my ear is healing, ear is healing, my ear is healing, and put that I'll put my hand there to like rub it and be like, it's okay, it's healing, it's healing. Same thing when my wisdom tooth was growing in. I was like, it's okay, it's growing, it's growing. When I have acne, it's okay, it's healing. My face is clearing up, my face clearing up, and speaking into speaking it into existence, right? Because your body's going to pick up on that energy that you keep putting out. 24, vulnerability builds connection. The more honest you are, the deeper your relationships become. I know we live in a society where it's just better to be fake and nice to people, even if you don't like them or they don't respect you. And I've been in many situations, and job wise, I do kind of have to be that way. But I do believe there's a price to pay for that. The more you're like that, because then the energy feeds off and then you attract people who are also like that, and you don't want that. So when the more vulnerable you are, and what I mean by that is you sharing your story with the appropriate people. Not everybody needs to know your story, but the more honest you are in that space, you're going to realize that your connections and who you attract are going to be more thoughtful people, caring people, empathetic people, and you're going to realize how much more patience and love and consideration you have for people. Again, you can attract those people you put that energy out towards. So if I'm putting out that energy that I'm empathetic, I'm patient, I'm understanding, and I practice that, I'm going to attract those people who are also like that. Same in the dating world. If you constantly are getting toxic boys, toxic girls, whatever it is, people who cheat, whatnot, take a step back, practice what energy you're preaching. And if you're like, wow, I always get these toxic girls, or I always get this, change your language, take a beat, and think about what energy you are constantly putting out. And then start to reframe it. Start to say, and even if you don't believe it, say, I only attract really honest people. I attract very thoughtful people. I attract kind people, positive people. And keep saying it, because you will believe it. Your brain will rewire to believe it. Okay, next one. 25, discomfort equals growth. So lean into it. Every single day, you should be stepping outside the comfort zone. Whether it's going to order a coffee in a different language, like I used to do, because I was practicing Spanish and I wanted to learn. And so I would order my coffee in Spanish and I'd ask them to correct me. And my whole face would turn red. I'd get so nervous, but I still did it because I'm like, how am I going to learn if I'm not practicing and putting myself out there? Maybe it's going for a walk up a hill and you're typically like, I hate hills. I don't like hills. I don't want to do this. And you're like, no, I'm going to go for a walk. Or maybe it's running outside. Maybe you're not a runner and you want to be challenged to go do that today. And that's something that's putting you outside that comfortable zone. So the more and more you do it, the more you'll be able to do those things that a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm not doing it. The more you'll be like, oh, I've done other uncomfortable things. I could do more this time. So that's why you might look at people who are skydivers and rock climbers and are so fearless. And you're like, how do they do that? It's because they are constantly putting themselves in an uncomfortable zone every day. It's part of their clockwork. So it's part of their routine, right? Like clockwork. So for you as well, every single day you should be doing something that challenges you and that'll make you grow. 26, rest is productive. This has been also probably the second out of the 30 that's been the hardest to swallow for me is resting. I work all the time and sometimes I'm like, I don't even know how to stop. Like I rest, I go to bed after 9 o'clock, wake up at 6, and between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. I'm not doing anything. That's sleep. But aside from that rest, I do have a hard time sitting still. I have a hard time going through the day without feeling productive. Like I need to do something productive. So I've worked to create a self-care list for myself that I complete every week because I am a list person and I know that works well for me. So I create a self-care rest list and it involves like watch one movie this week, sitting on the couch, undisturbed by your phone, whatever it is. Maybe it's go sit in the sauna for 30 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever it is. And that'll be the rest goal I set for myself for the week. So I can still feel accomplished by checking it off, but I'm also getting that rest in. So slowing down does create clarity. Again, something I'm still working on every single day. It is so freaking hard, guys, to rest. Like, that's probably my weakness is I just don't know how. And I use the excuse of like, oh, when I have a partner, I'll rest with him and, I'll watch movies with him, which is a lame excuse. I shouldn't be doing that. I should be having my own date nights and resting with that. So that's something I'm constantly working on and I will constantly work on in my 30s. Okay, 27. Gratitude changes everything. It shifts your entire perspective. Every morning, my challenge for you is to wake up before going to your phone, clicking on your phone. Say the things you're grateful for, whether it's prayer, your gratitude, whatever it is. Like, thank you. I usually say, thank you, God, for waking me up this morning. Thank you for guiding my steps. Thank you for helping me through today. I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity and the able body to go on with my day and to do the work I'm doing and to do a job I love, even though I'm exhausted. Thank you for giving me the energy, giving me the resources to get through my day. If you are a person that maybe really despises your job, thank you, God, for giving me a job to have the finances to live in the home I'm living right now and to be able to go get myself a beautiful lunch or a healthy lunch or something of that nature. The more and more you do it, the more you're going to sit in that moment of gratitude. The more you're going to find moments of gratitude. Like every time I have a green light and I'm running, I don't run late to work, but like kind of close to work. The time, like I'll be up at 5 and I need to be at work at 5:45, whatever. Every green light, thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you for this green light. Like when you start to do that, you're going to realize every single good thing that happens, you're going to find moments of gratitude and just say, thank you, thank you. Your brain is going to shift. So start practicing that instead of, oh, these things always happen to me. These things always happen. You can train your brain. It is never too late to train your brain. So start doing it. Okay, 28, be where your feet are. Stop rushing to the next thing. Perseverance. Be where your feet are. Stop rushing to the next thing. Presence is powerful. If you're having a conversation with somebody at a coffee shop and they're just asking you questions and I know you have to run or whatnot, and you could politely let them know after a few minutes if it continues, but be present in that conversation because you don't know who they are. You don't know who they could introduce you to. You don't know if you have a business and they're going to go check you out. Like, you never know who you are going to meet. So focus on being present. If you're online at a coffee shop, let me challenge you. Put your phone down. Put your phone in your pocket. I know it might give you anxiety, but you can do it. You can put the freaking phone in your pocket. You don't need to be sitting on your phone, waiting in a 5-minute coffee line. Look around, make eye contact, smile, maybe talk to the person in front of you. Be present in that moment. Put the dang phone away. You don't need it. You don't need to be scrolling Instagram, seeing the newest update on whatever's happening in the world. So focus. That's my challenge for you. Just focus on being present in that one moment. Okay. 29, progress over perfection. That is what I was saying earlier, right? It's better to start imperfectly than not at all. I was alluding to that earlier, that we strive for progress, we strive for success, we do not strive for perfection, because guess what? Perfection doesn't exist. And if you're trying to be perfect, you're going to be very unrelatable to most of the population because no one in this world is perfect. No human is perfect. You might think they dang are, but they are not. There's always something that somebody could improve on and get better at. And even the people who are professionals in this world, people who are at their highest game, they have coaches to help them be even better than the version that they are right now. So keep that in mind. The most successful people, most of them have mentors and coaches because that is how they are going to continue to grow and be better. Number 30, life is too short to not live it fully. So chase the things that light you up. For me, I'm very simple in the fact that I love a good workout. I love my coffee. So every single day going to a coffee shop, that is something that just lights me up and makes me excited. I just love the aura. I love coffee. Like it just gets me super excited. And I enjoy like there's certain shows I just love watching and I get really excited over, but it's not the things that, whatever it is for you pretty much, make sure you are embracing that. Make sure you are doing the things that light you up, get you excited, make you happy, as long as it's healthy, right? Because if we're talking about like drinking alcohol every single day, we might need to switch to a healthier habit. But if you're like, wow, I just love going out to the bar and being in that scene, then maybe it's just the bar you like and being around those people. Maybe it's you just like being in that environment, but not necessarily the alcohol itself. So there's a lot of things, guys, I could say, a lot of like trips I can make explaining all these tips, but turning 30 feels like one Turning 30 feels like closing one chapter and opening another. These lessons shaped who I am today, but I know I'll keep evolving and learning along the way. And I hope this episode gives you something to reflect on too. So if you found this helpful, share it with a friend, tag me on Instagram, and let's keep this conversation going. And here's to living your best life always. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. If you would like to continue to get these episodes first thing, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel on YouTube and on Spotify under Best Life by You. If you're interested in working together, y'all can go ahead and visit bestlifebyyou.com/work with me, or go ahead and follow me on Instagram at NutriFitJulia. Send me a DM or just follow for more information, fun tips, and just a lot of humor. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Let's continue to live the best life by you.